today we are doing my pan in every palette update. I am excited. I actually do have a pan to share with you. It's something that I have been trying to work on this last month because it's obviously a palette that I have massively been neglecting for some time. But I actually have 3 palettes that I'm working on in this project. So this project really is just for me to make sure that I have a pan in every single eyeshadow palette in my collection. Believe it or not, there are still some palettes that I have that do not have pans. I have some palettes that have like 5, 6, 7 pans in them. It's absurd. But these ones all don't, so I rolled them in. Anyway, this is definitely not a focus project of mine. It's just a little bit of fun. So anyway, let's get started. Let me start with the one that I have not gone into at all this month. And it is my GlossGods Malt Metals. I did not touch this one time. So this is a big fat failure of mine. I'm going to keep it in though, because I still want to hit pan in this shade right here. It's just I was working on another shade that kind of is the same thing, and it was stupid of me to roll both of these shades into this project at the same time, but I did it. And so I neglected this one massively so that I could focus on the other one, which thankfully the other one I do have some really nice progress on. Before we get into that one though, let me go into this one. I've also been working on my Menagerie Feral palette. I rolled this one in last month, so I haven't had too long to work on it. I decided to focus on the matte shade right here, which is called Canis Lupus, and I've gone into this one 4 times. And I honestly don't think it's going to take too long for me to hit pan on it. It's very, very powdery, and every time I go into it, there's a lot of kick up. So I do think that, fortunately, I kind of lose quite a lot of product when I go into this one, but also it's one that I can put all over the crease and the lids. And so I do use a big fluffy brush, and I can use quite a lot of it. So I think I will end up getting a pan in that relatively fast. So anyway, that one 4 times. I actually am quite pleased with that. When I rolled it in, I wasn't entirely sure how many times I would go into it. Also, it's just been a little bit of a struggle for me to focus on certain eyeshadow palettes. I have a little bit too much going on. But that one, obviously staying in, I want to hit pan. And then the one that I will thankfully be rolling out today is my Beige Cosmetics Blueberry Muffin palette. I think I rolled this in 2 months ago, and I barely went into it. Yeah, I went into it only 1 time in January, and I went into this one only 1 time in January too. So I was really kind of failing both of them. But I wanted to focus on this shade right here called Sugared. And obviously it's a very icy white shimmer, very similar to this one. I don't know if you'll be able to spot the pan, but I actually have hit pan. This one I ended up going into 6 extra times this month, so definitely did a little bit of a push. I actually hit pan on it yesterday. It was my final attempt to be able to use this palette, and I was so close. I was thinking, you know what? It has to be it. This has to be the day, and it was the day. So I hit pan it yesterday, and I've just been going and putting it in my inner corner. I haven't been really doing anything else with this. That's why the pan is quite precise and not one of those bigger, fluffier pans. I also forgot that Beige Cosmetics shimmers do take a long time. These are very deep, and they are not like, I mean, this certainly took longer than I expected it to take. I just, you know, they're not the center of my mind anymore as a brand that has basically disappeared. So, you know, I don't really think about their shimmers all that much other than the palettes that I have. And to be honest, I haven't actually hit pan in many of their shades. So this took a lot longer than I expected. I also had a pretty nice dip in it before I rolled it into this project. So again, I thought it might take like a handful of times. But yeah, it took me 6 times in total this month. And then I think 7 uses, which is not a lot, but you know, I like to hit pan fast. It's not a lot, but I had plenty of use on it before, which I don't know anymore. So anyway, this one can be rolled out because I finally have a pan in this palette. And what I've been doing for this project, so I haven't been leaving it up to chance. There really aren't that many palettes in my collection. There's a good decent amount, maybe like 20-ish palettes that don't have pans in them. But I still want to be selective of what I roll in because I don't want to get to the spot where I was in the last 2 months where I have 2 shades that are exactly the same. I don't know why I did that to myself. I don't know why. So I've decided to roll in the Monsoon from What's Up Beauty. I don't have any pan in here. I did remove a shade because I didn't care for it and it was starting to look a little iffy, so I got rid of that one. But otherwise, the rest of these shades, I really do think they work in the palette, and it is a palette that I think has grown on me over the years. I don't think it's ever going to be one of my favorite palettes, but I really have enjoyed doing certain looks with it, like doing like a neutral look with a pop of blue. I really enjoyed that last time I used this, and there is a lot of shades in here. Quite honestly, there's no one shade in here where I have used quite a lot, so I really don't know which one I want to select. I'm going to tell you straight away, it's not going to be this green because I'm working on too many greens. It's probably not going to be Sun either, which is this sort of yellowy green flippy shade. It might be a matte. Do I want it a matte though? Or it might be Desert Rose. I think Desert Rose is pretty. Let me just swatch Desert Rose because I think it's going to be this one because this is like a peachy pink and I do tend to like to go into those this time of year. Yeah, it might be that one, or I don't think it's going to be this purple Succulent, even though that looks really beautiful. Well, that purple is actually stunning. Why have I never really gone into that purple? I don't think I've really ever used that one. I think I did a No Pan Left Behind, but I don't know why I haven't used that. I think it's going to be one of those two, or the shimmer down here, or the shimmer there. It's going to be one of the pretty light shimmers. I'm telling you right now. Oh, something's pulling me to that purple, but that purple and that rosy peachy pink together. Well, I'm rolling this palette in, and you will find out which one I use. I'm not going to pick right now. That's kind of what I've been doing. I've just naturally been drawn to one shade when I go into them. The only thing is Desert Rose does have a tiny little dip to it. So if I want to go easy on myself, maybe I should pick that one. But that purple is beautiful. Anyway, rolling this one in, and then now I can focus on the GlossGods now that the BH Cosmetics Blueberry Muffin is out, and I really want to do a push on this. I pushed myself for the Blueberry Muffin. I feel like I could do that as well because I think this has been in the project 3, maybe we're leaning into the 4th month now, so it's a little bad. Yeah, I definitely want to roll that one out. This one, obviously, it's been only a month and I've already used it 4 times, so I have no problem using this shade. This one, I need to stop neglecting it. And then my What's Up Beauty Monsoon, I'm actually really excited for this palette. Like I said, it's like a palette that has grown on me. It's sort of a sleeper palette, you know? Just sits there in the corner, and then whenever you use it, you're like, huh, this is actually quite nice. So anyway, that is my update for my pan in every palette. Hopefully you enjoyed the short and sweet little update. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye!